But now apparently over half of Brits are open to getting some form of cosmetic surgery. Of those who are open to getting a cosmetic procedure done, 32% say the cost would be the biggest factor they would consider, while more than 6 million Brits say they'd like to get some form of surgery but don't know who to trust, and 4.7 million say they know someone who has had a procedure that went wrong.
Gosh, yes. Would you ever get cosmetic surgery?
No.
No?
I mean, I'd get maybe some very minor, when I'm older, some anti-aging, anti-wrinkle stuff.
Just a little bit of Botox?
Yeah, maybe.
So there's a smattering of Botox, yeah. Okay,
not Botox.
No?
I do like having facial expressions, personally.
Well, yes, indeed, yes. It's always nice to know when someone is actually surprised. Anyway, so why are so many people thinking about getting work done? Obviously, joining us to discuss this is TV cosmetic aesthetics expert, Dr. Nina Bal. Thank you very, very much for joining us. So it's becoming very, very common now, isn't it, to have a little bit of work done?
Good morning. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yes, absolutely. So I'm seeing that really daily in my practice, especially after lockdown, after the COVID pandemic. People are so keen to really do something for themselves. They want to feel better. They want to look better. And I think one thing that really has helped them to really make the decision has been also Zoom calls. Because during the pandemic, we all have been forced to do mainly our meetings on video. And so we looked at ourselves while talking, which is something that we don't normally do in real life. So this has really made people aware of perhaps some facial asymmetry, or there's something about their faces that they were not really happy with.
I do have to say, I was just, as you were talking there, I was looking at how glowing your skin looks. So what have you done to your skin? Because your skin looks amazing.
Thank you so much. So I've been treating my skin since I was 27. I'm now 37. So I've done a lot of very small, subtle tweaks to my face. I've been using really good skincare. So it's all about prevention, really. And I used to have really bad pigmentation and melasma from when I was living in Italy and sunbathing too much with no SPF. So a lot of subtle tweaks and just really taking care of the skin.
I just think it's worth you noting, Dr. Bal, that when you revealed your age, we've got a couple of women in the production suite over there, and all of them in my age went, "No way, no, she's never." So you're doing something right, obviously, fantastic. So, look, are there any side effects with things like Botox or lip fillers? Because look, I've got to be honest with you, I've seen some absolute horror shows.
Yes, absolutely. So I think sometimes the issue of social media is that they can make this procedure look easy. However, they really come with potentially huge risks and complications. For example, when we're talking about derma fillers, we can talk about risks such as blindness, such as necrosis, which means losing some pieces of your face because they die. So I cannot stress enough how essential it is to go to someone qualified. You want to do your research. You want to go to a qualified medical practitioner, dentist, or nurse prescriber. And that's the reason why we have been deciding to do the first UK show called Beauty Uncovered live show on the 7th and 8th of May, where we are really bringing in London good practice to consumers and really trying to give clarity to the public, because sometimes they are bombarded with so much information and really they don't know what to do if they want to have some treatments.
Yes, and we mentioned there that I think 32% or a third of people say the cost is the thing that sort of the biggest thing they have to consider when they're considering whether to get plastic surgery or cosmetic surgeries. What is the cost going down over time? Because they are much more common now, and I've seen 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds who have barely even started working be able to afford these sorts of cosmetic treatments, which I thought cost thousands and thousands of pounds.
Such a good question. So I think the issue of the aesthetic industry in UK is that it's not very regulated. So you can really have those treatments done for nothing to someone not qualified, or you can just pay a premium. So the issue is that you don't know when you pay those prices what you haven't injected. So if you, for example, from my end, to really purchase prescribing items FDA approved and legal in UK, they are hugely expensive for me to buy. So sometimes I wonder, how is it possible to have, let's say, one syringe of filler for £100, because that doesn't even cover the cost for me to buy an FDA approved legal filler. So I would say it's best to really perhaps save up and go to someone qualified and maybe have just one treatment instead of having many if you can't afford, because it can come with huge risk by paying a low price.
No, exactly. I was going to ask you what work you thought I needed doing, but we haven't got all day, unfortunately. Dr. Nina Bal, thank you very, very much. That wasn't a joke, actually. I'm offended by that. No, thank you very much. Cheers for coming on, and keep up all the tremendous work. Great to have you on the show. You have to come back very, very soon.
Yeah, you were walking around earlier before the show asking how he can get rid of these bags under his eyes. You were. Got to be honest.
Yeah, no, of course. Well, I suffer sometimes from bags under the eyes.
Maybe your lifestyle has something to do.
No, I think I wouldn't jump to conclusions about that. Some people just have baggy eyes, and that's all there is. Right, move on. What we